Hello and welcome. This video is created to help you draw the exercise in the class book. The first thing you should do is save your file. You've created a new one and now go ahead and pick Save. Navigate to the folder that you'd like to use to save your file and give it a name that represents your assignment name. This one is, for this video, 1-39, which is the page that it's on, and then -3, which is going to be the assignment number. Your file name may be different based on the in-class assignment number. I'll go ahead and pick Save. And then to get into a good habit of creating layers, we're going to go to the layer properties in the layer panel and pick here the new layer icon and just create a layer called Objects. Press Enter twice and another one called Dimensions. Press Enter twice and one for our text. You can change the color if you'd like so that visually you can see that you're on the right layer. We're going to start by drawing the objects, so double click in front of the objects layer to put that little green check mark in front of it, and you'll see that the objects layer is automatically the current layer. We can close out of this layer properties palette. There are several ways to draw this detail. It's on page 139 in the book and also posted as a worksheet at Blackboard, but I've also put it here in the file so that we can look at it side by side. I'm going to draw the detail the way that I might draw it, working with a chamfer, and then afterwards talk to you about how the book might have you created based on using coordinates. If I start the line command, I can here pick a point, pull my mouse straight up and type in 4 and enter. Pull my mouse to the right and type in 6.5 and enter, and then straight down and type in 4 and enter. Looking at this detail we just drew here, the outside 3 lines, disregarding these diagonal lines that we're going to clean up when we work with the chamfer command. There's a 2.75 distance from the corner to this inside gap. So I'll pull my mouse to the left, type in 2.75 and enter, and then taking here the full distance of 4 and subtracting this 1 and this other 1 inch leaves us with a dimension here of 2 inches. I can pull my mouse up and type in 2 and enter, and then pull your mouse to the right, looking at this 3.5 distance, which is from end to end, and this 1 that's in the middle. If you subtract 1 from 3.5, you actually get 2.5. Splitting that in half, you would then get 1.25. So I can pull my mouse to the right and type in 1.25 and enter. Pull my mouse up and type in 1 and enter, over 3.5, down 1, and back over here the 1.25 that we established. Then down 2, and then right click and pick Close. If I make the dimension layer current, I can throw here in another dimension and see that that is 1.25 on both sides, and also here this is 2. So we took 4, subtracted 1 and 1, and here the remainder of 2, and then on this side we took the 3.5, subtracted 1, and ended up with 2.5 and split that in 2 to make 1.25. I used direct distance entry to pick a point and pull my mouse in the direction I needed to draw in and then I right click and pick close to finish this line segment. Using the chamfer command, I can chamfer this corner or create this diagonal line, and it's based on this dimension of 3 from the corner and this other dimension of 1.75. There are two distances that are going to be asked in the chamfer command. So in the modify panel, you'll find the fillet command, and right under that in this drop down you'll find chamfer. If you look at your command line, which you, especially when you're first starting out, you should pay attention to, mostly the command line, there's a distance 1 and 2 of 0. We need to right click and pick distance to change our distance, and then notice in the command line you're asked for the first chamfer distance. That first chamfer distance, and we're just picking one of these two sides, will be 3. So I'll type in 3 and enter. And now the command line is asking me for my second chamfer distance, which will be this direction, 1.75, and enter. Now based on the first chamfer distance that I created, I'm going to select that line first. So I'll select this line, and then here pick this line as my second chamfer distance, and you get that diagonal line that's created called chamfer. We can right click and repeat the chamfer command. If you look at the command line, it remembers what the last chamfer was that you used. The first distance is the first line that you pick. So I'll pick here this line on the right hand side, and then pick this one at the bottom, and I'm done with the objects of my detail. I can then make the dimension layer current, and we'll need to change our precision. I already changed it. In order for you to see these dimensions, type in D and enter, and then pick the modify button, go to the primary units tab, and change your precision here to 2 zeros to the right, and then pick OK and close. Now we're ready to use linear. We can click on linear and pick this corner, pull your mouse over and up to kind of force a horizontal dimension, and then right click and repeat dim linear. I can now click here and here, left click, and then don't try to guess that these two lined up. Pull your mouse over to an existing dimension arrow until you get the object snap, and then left click to make sure that that's completely lined up. We're using the linear command to place the rest of these dimensions. And make sure that when you're left clicking on the object itself and not on a dimension line corner. Your numbers will be affected by it. As we said before, if this is off, and if you did accidentally select the dimension line, your number will be modified. You can select the dimension and use these blue grips to kind of bring it back to the right corner. Okay, we're ready to place our text. We can make the text layer current, pick multi-line text, pick a point here, pull your mouse over and down and left click, put your cap locks on and type in the name of your assignment. Press enter, type in your name, and then highlight the assignment title and underline it. Then pick in space here to clear the text editor. A different way of drawing this corner might be to set the object layer current, start the line command, pick a point, come down 1 from this top left corner, type in 1 and enter. And then at this point, you can use the coordinates, typing in the @ symbol, which is Shift 2, thinking about the X direction first, because it's always X comma Y. We would be from this point coming over 1.75, so type in at 1.75, comma, and then we're coming down here 3, so we type in -3, enter, and there's your chamfer. So either way, I know that the book was talking to you about coordinates, and now I would subtract 1.75 from 2.75 and get 1, so I'll pull my mouse over to the right, type in 1 and enter, and then continue here working with the dimensions that we worked with before. I'm typing in the distance, pulling my mouse in the direction I want to draw in, and typing in the distance. When we come down to this corner and we're ready to draw this angled line, we're actually starting here, so we want to type in the @ symbol to say start here as a reference, go over 1.75 and up 3. So here, from here, we can type in at 1.75, comma, 3, and enter. And then pull your mouse up and type in 1 and enter, and then right click and pick close. It's nice to have options, and eventually you'll be using this chamfer command to establish your details. Either way works. So I'll use the erase command to erase these objects, and for your assignment, save your file